Hello, this is the second of two videos on Belfast Confetti by Kieran Carson. This video explores how the author uses language, structure and form in the poem. As before, you will definitely want a copy of the poem in front of you to refer to and to make notes on, and you will also want to pause the video at times to help with this. So how does Kieran Carson use language and imagery in the poem? Let's start with a voice. The voice appears confused. It appears trapped. While at the same time being deeply personal. We really get a sense of this character. The speaker could be an innocent resident, a victim of the explosion, or even a police suspect. They could be on their own, or they could be in a group. Perhaps even a terrorist themselves. Read the poem again. Which of these do you think are the most likely? Carson uses an extended metaphor throughout. An extended metaphor is an image that carries on throughout the entire poem. In this case, he compares Belfast to a sentence broken up and blocked with punctuation marks. Just as it's difficult to move through a sentence clogged up with punctuation, the speaker finds it difficult to move through the streets of the city that he once found so familiar. My favourite image in the poem is the fount of broken type, because not only does this reinforce the extended metaphor, it also suggests an explosion of broken words, which implies the chaos of the bomb blast, and also the manner in which Carson writes the poem. An interesting fact is that terrorists in Northern Ireland actually did use typeface from newspapers in their explosions. So when bombs would go off, blocks like the one you can see on the screen really would fall over the city. Another image which is key to the poem is that of Belfast as a labyrinth. A labyrinth is a dark and terrifying maze from classical mythology. In this case, though, it suggests how Belfast is filled with dead ends, and the alleyways are blocked. Perhaps the speaker is suggesting that there is no way out of this conflict. How does the author use structure and form in the poem? Firstly, the poem is filled with enjambment. This is when a line runs over into another line, making a break. I think he does this to reinforce the feeling that the speaker's thoughts are breaking up and stuttering. Again, showing the effect not only of the bomb, but also the psychological damage of prolonged terrorist conflict. Have a look at the poem. The street names are filled with words from the Crimean War. Perhaps this is a reminder of a violent British colonial history. Carson uses lists when describing the riot squad, which dehumanizes them. Perhaps this suggests a barrier between face-to-face conflict. All of the words that you can see are police equipment. At the end, the speaker is subjected to a fusillade of questions. Fusillade is a key word in the poem. It is an army all firing at once, usually with a weapon, but in this case with words. Perhaps it implies that there are times when words can be as violent as bullets.